Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. This is Marilyn Gale. Now, this is the part 2 of the tell-all reunion with all 4 families of Seeking Sister Wife. The husbands are featured, and the women are behind the scenes, watching. And basically, they're just going through the different scenarios, the different scenes that throughout the season of Seeking Sister Wives. They show Bernie and Paige and his sexting another woman, and the woman is saying she knows how to please a man. They show the scene of Dimitri being shown with Jocelyn, and he looks into her eyes and tells Jocelyn he's mesmerized by her, by which Ashley says backstage, "Down, boy, down," and all the women kind of laugh. And they show the scene where Dimitri is telling Ashley that him and Jocelyn were intimate. And he tries to explain to the host when she's asking questions and regarding his actions. And what gets me when he talks about the affair and all the guys are there and they're just listening intensely, he laughs. He laughs, and to me, how dare you? How dare you laugh? Nothing's funny about cheating on your wife, which Ashley doesn't call it cheating, but that was even out of order. And she knew at one point or the other that he would sleep with Jocelyn. It wasn't supposed to happen then, so it is cheating. And so the reason why I think that he can laugh at all this is there's no consequences. There were no consequences. At least there were not any consequences that was shown. Now, maybe behind the scenes and, in their regular everyday life, something was said and some things were determined, but we didn't see that. So we're only to assume that there were no consequences. And he explains that, yes, he was being selfish. And I just say that given the opportunity, he would do it again. And like I said, there was no consequences. So, what's to stop him from doing it again? I don't know. They go over, like I said, Bernie's sexting and to this other woman. And to me, any woman that would say that she looks let's say she looks cheap and he looks like a hound dog. Now, then we go to the Winders or the Winders. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. And Colton, to me, he sounds sincere. I don't agree with the lifestyle. However, he says that it's because of his religious beliefs. And their family on the show just sounds, it sounds good if you believe in polygamy. I think he would be the poster child for polygamy if someone was interested, and the ones that would be the poster child of polygamy, like don't do this and polygamy is not good because of, and the 2 names I would come up would be Dimitri and Bernie for sure. Now the Winders, there's no drama, basically, and that's why a lot of people might conceive their episodes as being boring. The drama is good for the TV, but not good in real life. So this is supposed to be real life, so the drama is not good. For the recaps and the reactions, people, yeah, it could be very entertaining, but not for real life. Now, the host asked if any of them feel that they give polygamy a bad name. And like I said, Dimitri and Bernie would be the ones that would give it a bad name for reasons you shouldn't do this. They try to justify their mess and why they did things, and especially Bernie. He's very intelligent. He can talk himself out of anything. So to me, he's good at having an answer for anything that comes up. Bernie was so it pretty much give himself away because he'll kind of stumble and how about things. So he would he would give his, if something went down with one of the women, he would give himself away. Even if he lied about it, he would give himself away. And Colton, he chimes in to say that any man that uses sex for a plural marriage is off their rocker. That's his words. Because they do go into a discussion of, it's been said that the reason why men do this is because they want a lot of sex. And they want different sex from different women, playboyish type of stuff. And so that's why Colton is chiming in with that. And then I'm going to just kind of skip through because I don't want this too long, the things that I think are the important points to this tell-all reunion. So now they switch places. They go, the women are backstage and the men, the women are featured. They're on stage, and the men, they watch backstage. And it shows Ashley and Vanessa doing, just in that backyard scene about after Dimitri and Vanessa got intimate. So it shows those scenes, and then Paige is shown, and they reach to get comments off of social media to see what people are basically saying about Paige. And one in particular, which I think most of us would agree with, is she tells Paige, "Give it up. This lifestyle is not for you." And I think a lot of us feel that way, that this is just not for Paige, and she just needs to stop doing this. But like I said in the other video, I think the reason why she's doing it is to keep her husband interested. She's afraid that her husband is going to have an affair, in my opinion, her husband is going to have an affair anyway. So dangling that carrot in front of him, she's going to keep doing it until he's discouraged and say, forget it. I don't think that's going to happen. He might tell her, forget it, but my opinion is Bernie's gonna have him a little side piece, unless there's he gets an epiphany and decides something different. Maybe some spiritual happening might, from prayer from Paige or somebody, and he just comes to the realization he just don't want to do it. I don't see that happening, but it could. They also show Paige's breakdown, when Brandy and Bernie went out on the date. So all that is seen by the other ladies and men that are the couples, rather. All of that is seen. Now, Brandy is brought out. Okay, and Paige tells how Brandy speaks to everyone, but she does say she spoke to Bernie, she spoke to the boys, she speaks to everybody, but she won't speak to her. And this is why I feel Bernie colored his gray in his beard and on his head. Is because of Brandy. He knew he was going to see Brandy on the reunion, and and I don't think Paige knew, but Brandy has been communicating with Bernie before this reunion and the boys has been talking to her daughter, so they've been communicating. So I'm not really sure whether Paige is aware of that. And Paige is saying she tried to talk to Brandy. She tried to get her to stay, and and she tried to make amends with Brandy, and Brandy interrupts her and say, no, and then Brandy tells her, I'm not talking to you, or she cuts her off, and tells her, like, I'm talking now. So Brandy just blows her off, and each time each time Paige would say something, Bernie would tell her, no, forgive and forget. And Paige would look at him like, whose side are you on? But I'm telling you, it shows a scene where Paige and Brandy is in the kitchen, and Brandy decides to leave. It's a lot that Paige did not know. Brandy says that there was a lot of chemistry, and we saw that when they were on a date, between her and Bernie. But what we didn't know was, on the first date, not the second time she came, but on the first date, after the date, Bernie tells Brandy, oh, let me show you my neighbor's backyard. It's really beautiful. Let me show you the backyard. And so Paige says, did anything happen? And Brandy tells her a lot happened. And Brandy says, well, what? What happened? And Brandy says that Bernie wanted to show her the backyard, like I said, and he tried to kiss her. And Brandy says she kept telling Bernie, no, we can't do that, because Paige said we can't do this. We have to be committed first. And Brandy says there was hands going all over the place, like he was grabbing her, and at the end of that little, I don't want to say tussle. At the end of that encounter, Brandy says that she ended up with a hickey, and Bernie wanted to bend her over a chair. So, Bernie wanted to do that in the very backyard, right under Paige's nose, right under her. And the kids could have been looking in the backyard. Anything could have happened. So, oh my, it gets, and all the backstage, the women are just oohing and on, because at this stage, when they're talking and Brandy's out, all of the couples except for Brandy, Paige, and Bernie are on the set talking, and everybody else is backstage. So everybody's got their hands over their mouths like, ooh, because they know this is getting to the point where it's going to be unfixable. And then Brandy storms off stage, and then Paige storms off stage. And so while Paige is passing Brandy, Paige tells Brandy, what kind of woman will mess with another woman's husband? Well, the sister wife. That's what you wanted. The sister wife will do that. But Brandy tells her, your husband came on to me. So Paige goes outside, and the women, all the women follow Paige and tries to comfort her and counsel her. And the guys go outside with Bernie, and they try to comfort and counsel him. And basically the guys are telling Bernie, you have to confess if you want to fix this, if you want this to turn out in your favor, you're going to have to confess and ask Paige to forgive you. So in the confessional, like Brandy is saying, that it's a good feeling to know this is over. It's like a load off for her, because she doesn't, at this point, she doesn't see any point. Even when she left, she know that there would not be any point to it. But I tell you guys, when she left and to find out they have been communicating, I'm going to tell you, it was going to be some, like Bernie Mac used to say, it's going to be some goings on between the two of them. Because I tell you, I believe that they would have hooked up behind Paige's back. That's what I'm seeing. So Paige, they all come back in and they're all, on set. And Paige is saying that the wives came out and encouraged her. And this is basically what she wanted. She wanted a sisterhood like this. Well, the McGees, they make up, and, Paige is saying, I love you, Bernie. And Bernie's saying, I love you. And, they just come to an agreement, that they're okay right now. And Paige has the nerve to insinuate she still wants a sister wife. I don't know what has to happen for her to just be truthful and because to me, this was the best opportunity to put it all out on the table. Bernie asked the guys about plural marriage, because everyone has one at this time, and he's the only one. And he asked the guys, is it worth it? And of course, Dimitri speaks up, and he said, absolutely. I knew he was going to say something. So anyway, that they all hug and everything, and that's the end of the show. But after the show, there's an announcement on the screen, nothing verbal, just written on the screen. And it says, since the taping of this tell-all, Vanessa has separated from Dimitri and Ashley-Snowden. So there's information out now that Vanessa has a conversation with Donna, Ashley's mom, because remember that on the part 1, Donna was concerned that Vanessa was not coming into it because Vanessa's best friend had said that Vanessa was in on it for TV. So I read a little bit of that article, and you know what, guys? I'm going to put that link so you can go over it. But let me tell you what basically happened. Donna, Ashley's mother, basically said, when she saw that Vanessa had left, when she learned that Vanessa had left Ashley and Dimitri. So what she was thinking was true, that the rumors were right, that she did just want to be on TV, to which Vanessa clapped back and said, well, I don't believe you saying this. And plus, Ashley wanted it too. She wanted to be on Ashley and Dimitri wanted to be on TV also. So guys, it just looks like I voiced this in a previous podcast about Vanessa wanting to be on TV, and those was my feelings about it. Plus, I had seen videos that she was going to be on. She was had a part in some kind of Star Trek something, which I don't remember. Remember it. I don't know if it ever aired or whatever it was. And then I had seen pictures. I don't know whether it was her Instagram or what it was. It was some type of photo shoot or something. So I had a strong feeling that Vanessa was into it for TV. Now, it looks like Ashley was too, but I have, because she did make the statement that, in a video that I had seen of her, that she was changing, careers, and she was going to go into acting. So I don't know what's going on. I just know that I don't believe any of this. I just reported what happened on the tell-all reunions, part 1 and part 2. I just reported it like I seen it on the series, and then gave my information on how my take on it based on what I saw. Whether it's true or not, I just gave my opinion of what I saw, and my opinion proves to be correct. It's all a farce. And I don't know whether they will come back with another season, which is, and now Vanessa, mind you, never admitted, because she said in that article, she said it doesn't, just because she left, it doesn't mean that they had love for each other. And that was meaning her, Ashley and Dimitri. She said she loved the baby. She loved Ashley. She loved Dimitri. But in other words, she tried to explain it where it wasn't her true self on what she really wanted to do. Now, didn't you? I know people, we all make mistakes and we do things, and then later on we might say, well, shoot, I didn't want it. I know. I've done that. I shouldn't have done that. Ooh, that was the biggest mistake I ever made. This is not really for me. So I can understand that. And that's why, a lot of, I think her being an actress, she felt they should give her more parts. I really feel that. And I think that she felt like people would see her. But even if she did do it for TV, it had to be just for the exposure, because it wasn't because she did a good job on acting. If she wanted to present this to producers or, whoever's hiring, for different parts of movies or, whatever, it had to be just exposure. Because remember the part where they asked her to move to LA, and she kind of thinks about it, and then she says, oh, well, I'll go wherever you go, I'll follow. That's not a good line. I mean, maybe old movies, on what's that old channel? The movie channel, and all those old channels that bring out the old classics, and that's the way they act back in the day, and but now, that wasn't a good audition, if that's what she was doing. I hate to say it, but it wasn't a good audition. Could I have done better? Yes, I could have done better. If I knew I was going to, lie and tell untruths and be on TV and try to act like I'm on there and it's supposed to be for real, but I'm basically wanting to be in front of the camera to exposure. Oh, yes, I could have done better. For those who probably saying to themselves, well, Marilyn Gale, you couldn't have done nobody. Yes, I could. Yes, I could. I could have done better because, I'm more animated. Let's put it that way. She's not very animated. A lot of actresses are animated. Yeah, I could have done better now. So anyway, that's all I have for right now. Like I said, I'll leave that link of the discussion between Donna and Vanessa. I'll leave that. And I will bring you another video, another podcast. And those who have not subscribed, please do so now and click that notification bell. And thank you for joining me. Good evening.